Under the Southern Cross I stand, a sprig of Waratah in my hand, a product of my native land. Waratahs, the Tars, you beauty.
Quick introduction, my name's James Campbell and grew up here and played for Waratahs many years ago and got the job to be an MC today. So firstly, a warm welcome to all of the shortlisted applicants and their families, to Mike Porter, OAM over here, and Elizabeth Campbell here, widow of the late Ian Campbell. To TARS members here as well, and members of other cricket clubs. Sue, you are recording, not just taking photos, so that will be available later for those who want to see me in action on replay. Just want to read out a bit of a short history of Waratahs. First of all, Waratahs Cricket Club was formed in 1950 and played its first game, an A reserve grade game against Armidale High School, in September of that year. Over the course of the next 57 years, the club competed in all grades of the ADCA, including Sunday competitions, winning 41 premierships and being runners-up on twice as many occasions. We supplied many players to Armidale district sides and further afield to other representative teams. In all, more than 850 players wore our club colours and played under the famous Royal Blue Cap. The TARS was formed in 2023 in order to bring together former players, their families and former opponents by providing connections and support. We also created the scholarship, which we are awarding today in memory of Ian Campbell. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Mike Porter, OAM, to say a few words. But before I do, Mike, on behalf of the TARS, I'd like to congratulate you on a very fitting honour of the Order of Australia Medal. There's been no other person who has singularly driven Armidale cricket for so long and so successfully. We're very proud as a club to recognise Mike and offer him our thanks.
Thanks, James. I started a long time ago, as you can see from the board, and pre that as well, because the board doesn't reflect some of the early years with East Cricket Club when I started there when I was 15. I'm still involved with them today, and I'm 42. But it's one of those great things. Last night a few of us went out for dinner at the Royal Hotel to catch up because they've come to town to do this for us, and we sat around and talked for a while. And one of the things, comments, I don't know who it came from, it couldn't come from Logic because it was too we talked about whether the young guys of today will be sitting around like we were last night talking about the history, how our games were played and how tough they were, but the mateship and still goes on today. And what you guys have done by forming this TARS and coming back to give something back to our association, which I thought was fantastic. It's just added another string to our bow here in Armidale with cricket. Yes, we're not as strong as we were 25, 30 years ago, and we never will, but it's been really good. I see this as a fantastic thing going forward for our young people. We've got some great kids coming through our association, and right across the table there's still good kids being produced, not the numbers there were before, but they're still coming through. They move on in time and someone else backfills that hole. But cricket, when we were at its top, we had 40 teams here over 5 grades. We had 7 ladies teams just in Armidale alone. And that didn't include Uralla, Walker or Gyra. They all had their own competitions back then. So that's the dynamics of what's changed. And now we've got all of those towns playing in our association to support us players. And we've got things like this are great for the boys, for coming through, the girls as well, but also just for all the clubs to see there's an opportunity for their players, young players, to earn a scholarship to go to Sydney to train with Manly. So there's all these links, and it's fantastic. And I just think this is one of the better things we've got involved with, and thanks to Pete and all the boys from TARS. And you've got how many members now?
91.
91 members. The whole boys coming back, and you've had 800, so there's still a few to find. It's just fantastic, and I thank you for everything you're doing. It's great, and the players, the young players appreciate it. You sit out here this morning with the sun shining on this ground. This is a magnificent ground. I don't think I've seen a better one in country New South Wales. Thank you, everyone's been here today. It's great, fantastic. I enjoyed last night with these guys, sitting down the Royal. There's only about 8 people in the dining room, so we had a great chat.
There might have been more when we walked in.
Roger drove a few of them out.
Yeah,
but thank you everyone for coming along today. Thanks Lango and the boys for organising this, and let's hope this continues into the future.
Thanks, Mike. Excellent, Michael. Just like to invite Peter Langston to talk a little bit about the Tarzi and Campbell Scholarship. And Peter will also name this year's winner.
Yes, I will. I'll just go around in front of the flag, if that's okay. Where the video person is. Firstly, thank you for being here today. It's great to see a good rollout. I'm particularly proud to see so many of our members here today, which is great too. A little bit about Ian. Ian joined the club in the mid-60s. He'd come from Sydney, where he had actually played in a successful St George Port Evan Grey Shield side. When he first came here, he played first grade, and then went on to captain the reserve grade to premierships. And as time wore on, he saw that his better value for the club would be to taking our lowest side, whether that was B grade or 4th grade or 5th grade, and mentoring young boys to come through. One of the signs of his success, and it's only one, would be that the side that he had in 86, 87 and won the premiership, I think 9 of those blokes went on to play first grade. But it wasn't just the skills, and it wasn't those sorts of things which Ian taught the boys. He taught the boys the game of cricket. He taught them about loyalty. He taught them about being in a team and playing as a member of a team, not playing as an individual, but your individual deeds helped the whole team. And it's largely what Waratahs was about. We were a family. I'd like to think we still are a family. The award itself came about because when we reformed, I say one of our younger members, I think he was 55 at the time, actually suggested, wouldn't it be good if instead of just getting together and talking about how great we were, which strangely every time we do, we seem to be getting better, he thought it'd be a good idea if we put somebody back into Armidale cricket, and hence the award. It seemed only natural then that Ian's name should be associated with all the great work he had done. Among others, there were others there as well: Jim Pollard, Tony Bennett, Sid Phil, but Ian stood out for us. We're also very pleased to have now formed a very strong partnership with Manly Warringah, who are the actual premier club in Sydney at the moment. I think they won 1st, 2nd and 4th grade last year. And just Paul Ryan was the person who suggested that to us. Formed a very strong partnership there. Just by pure chance, they're known as the Waratahs. So there you go, it's kismet, as they say. Manly have been very, very supportive. And of course, our scholarship recipient last year, Brooke Moran, has gone on to be taken into their Pathways program, has debuted for their under-19 side, and of course also played in the under-15 and under-19 all-schools carnivals last year, which we were very proud to help provide some money so that she could get to those carnivals. The scholarship, it's worth $2,500. It's $1,500 in the first year, and then a subsequent $500 for the next 2 years. It's primarily to support the player going down to be at Manly, accommodation, travel, those sorts of things. Manly themselves are very generous. They give you kit and time, not only practice with the whole team situation, but last year Brooke actually spent some one-on-one time with I can't remember her name, but she plays in the women's Big Bash League and has also played for Australia. Yeah, Manly have been also very supportive. What do we hope to achieve by doing this? Well, the aim, of course, is to help the player develop their skills, to also, and so that they become better cricketers as a result of having that exposure. The aim is to help them forward their game, to provide an opportunity, as Mike's already pointed out. Too often in country cricket nowadays, kids just don't have those choices to make their way through. So this gives them a chance that's not chosen by New South Wales Cricket and their Pathways program, but it's chosen locally. And I think that's a really important thing. But overall, I'd like to think that we're giving them a pathway to standing tall, because that's what I say us Waratahs guys all do, men and women. We've learnt the game. We've learnt how important it is to be loyal to one another. So much so that I sat there last night at dinner and mob of old fat men with bad knees counting our stents and all the other things and scars and marriages and all sorts of things. And yet here we are all this time later, and I haven't played with these guys for probably 40 years. Here we are, still together, still mates, still looking after each other. There's an old western with John Wayne where he's gone into town and he's saving the sheriff, who is played by Robert Mitchum, and the barmaid and the sheriff's a drunk, become a drunk. Used to be an ace gunslinger. And the barmaid says, "How do you know him?" And he says, "Well, we rode together." And she says, "Oh, that means either you saved his life or he saved yours, or both." Well, the Waratahs guys have rode together, and we want to pass that on to today's recipient. We hope that he gets that love of the game, and in 40 years' time, he's sitting around with his mates talking about the day when all those old blokes gave him a leg up. Okay, time to announce it. Elizabeth, would you like to come forward? Elizabeth, of course, was Ian's faithful and wonderful wife, provider of morning teas. Remember morning teas, boys? Afternoon teas, sorry. Remember those? You didn't rush off to the shop and get a Coke and a pie. There were lovely cakes and a cup of tea. Yes. No, we do.
And then you decided that you didn't.
Yeah. So, the winner of 2026 Ian Campbell Scholarship is Rocco Eastwood.
Rocco, congratulations.
Thank you.
And all the very best.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy it. That's most important.
Congratulations. Look, just like all TARS members to be upstanding if you would, and pop your cap on. It's with pleasure that we provide you with your cap, number 914, Rocco. So congratulations, and we hope this not only helps to develop your cricket, but also to contribute to a fellowship that will last for many years to come. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd also like to thank the Waratahs and the Campbell family for this opportunity. It's really great. Look forward to seeing where it can take me.
We'll watch the press.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good on you, boys. Stay here, Rocco. Stay here. Because now I'm going to subject you to your first media interview.
Which is my next task, to announce the media interview.
So how do you think the scholarship's going to help you develop as a cricketer?
I think just the exposure and being able to be around just the higher level cricketers and just learning from them,
Yep.
learning how I can improve my game and learning off of them.
Yeah. I couldn't have given that answer at your age. Who's been the biggest influence on your cricket development?
Probably my brothers. I have 4 other brothers, and we played a lot of backyard cricket in summer and stuff, and just wanting to compete with them in the competitive nature and wanting to be better than them. And my dad as well, if I wanted to get better, he was always there to throw balls at me and just help me improve my game.
Well, there's a perfect synergy there, because Liz and Ian had 5 sons who all played backyard cricket. Ben's another of them here, and James, of course, and that's where their cricket all stemmed from. In fact, probably Ian was the greatest provider, Ian and Liz the greatest providers to Waratahs in terms of player talent we've ever had. And finally, what goals will you set yourself in cricket over the next 5 years, do you think?
I just love to become more consistent, like someone on the team can just rely on, just be consistent there, and also just like improve my game awareness to learn how to manage a run chase better and that kind of stuff.
Okay, fantastic. Look, ladies and gentlemen, please thank this young man.
Great, yes, please.
Now, How do we get the money to do this? The money actually comes out of members' pockets and donations, right? We're not funded by anywhere else. So the guy sitting around here, for instance, every time an Australian Test cricketer scores a century or takes 5 wickets in an innings, we all pop in $5. That's one of the ways we do it, okay? The other way we do it is we do sell a bit of merch. We've got our little beer stubby here, which are for sale today, if you want to put your hand in your pocket. They're $20, or you can get 3 of them for $30. And if you do become a member, it must be expensive to be a member of this club, $2 a year, because we're going to fleece you in other ways. So if you do want to become a member and you think this is a good thing, you don't have to apply for Waratahs. Michael was one of our fiercest opponents in the East, and of course he's a member. About 30% of our members never played for Waratahs, and that includes wives, children, grandchildren, would you believe? The Connollys boys are members. So if you did want to join today, that'd be great. If you want to make a donation, or just a general donation, so you might have a spare $500, we'd be happy to take it. That's it, Jim.
Thank you, Peter. I'd like to thank everyone. In wrapping up, just like to thank everyone for coming down this morning. It's lovely to be able to do this and look forward to doing it again next year. More information about what we do on thetars.com.au on our website. And that really closes the event for this year. So thanks for coming along.